I'm sure in your social media feeds and in the podcasts you're watching, you're finding out about healthy habits that you should be doing. There are a few of these that are going around that I'm not really on board with. The first one I see a lot is eat a high protein diet. In the world of longevity, and we look into these long term studies, people that live a really long time usually are on a low protein diet. One of the things that we look for in the clinic here and that we're trying to adjust is this thing called the molecular target of rapamycin. And it's basically, how fast your metabolism is moving. The higher you increase your protein, and especially animal protein is very high in a couple of amino acids. One of them is methionine and the other one's leucine. And these promote growth. And so you'd think growth is a really good thing. But as we get older, we don't really want a lot of growth because the things that we're growing are senolytic cells and precancerous cells. We're already grown. So we don't really want to stimulate a lot of growth. We want to not burn the candle at both ends. We want to have a nice flame that burns for a very long time. So I like to give advice that we go on a very moderate protein, somewhere around 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram. And that way you have enough protein, but not too much where you're stimulating this. And in the clinic, we measure different things so we can see where you're at. And I can adjust that a little bit more fine tuned for you when you're a member of the Institute. So that's my first thing that I'd like to touch on. Some of the other things are fasting. Um, in the past, I loved to do water fasting, but now that we have a lot more data, we like to do fasting mimicking diets. And we work really closely with a company called Prolon. And I love people to do a Prolon fasting mimicking diet about every 3 months. And that really seems to work really well to lower inflammation, help your body get rid of these, zombie senolytic cells and precancerous cells. And also kind of resets your hunger, which is really great. Intermittent fasting, also on a daily basis, I'm not a huge fan of it because if you fast for too long, what ends up happening is your organs start kicking in and making sugar because you need to maintain a certain sugar level at all times. And if you fast for too long, your body goes into this process called gluconeogenesis and starts making sugar. So I really like people to be on about a 12-12 cycle where they eat for 12 and they fast for 12. And the most important part of that is to not eat 4 hours before bed. And I know it's really difficult. We live in a society where we have to meet up and we have to go to these late night dinners with friends and family. If you have to do a late night dinner or you end up eating pretty late at night, there's one workaround. It's not 100%, but it works really well, is go for a 20-minute walk. Also, you could take a sauna. Your heart rate goes up. You sweat a lot, so you can increase your metabolism there. Try to do some type of exercise for around 20 minutes or so that your body can process some of these sugars so that you don't go laying down and then your body's digesting all night, releasing sugars. And I think that'll help you out.